Are you more constructive on commodities and more specifically on crude than maybe you were a couple of months ago?
I'm not really. I don't think we'll get that much out of it. I mean, we have booming global growth, and that's really, you know, the December PMI numbers, so we got the flash PMI numbers from around the world, are really stellar.
Yeah.
This is the strongest growing global economy we've had in 6.5 years. The thing that we've seen and learned over the last few years is just how reactive shale oil crude is to prices. So I've got to believe that if we settle in close to 60 on WTI and over 60 on Brent, we're going to see a ramp up in US production, which is going to stop the inventories from coming down.
Looking at some single names, we've seen the likes of Shell return to a full cash dividend, but outside of that, for the sector, dividend yields in this space seem really high. Now, I wonder whether the message is still that these companies still need to rally, these stocks need to rally with crude, or whether actually these dividend yields are going to remain high because people are still doubtful about the future.
Well, I mean, the PE ratios in these stocks are also very high. I mean, the energy sector overall does seem to be priced for a stronger level of prices over the next few years than I think is reasonable. I think we should be locked in to 40 to 60, you know, even with a strong global economy, because of the ability of supply to react to 60.
And Christian, away from that, you talked about old economy China. Is the old economy, new economy theme something we need to think about increasingly, and actually what it's going to mean for GDP and for commodities off the back of that?
Absolutely. I think that was my biggest learning out of my visit to China, which is I think the old economy, if things play out according to what the policymakers have kind of told everyone, it's going to slow. And as a result, I think both from a supply standpoint, as David was talking about, but from a demand standpoint as well, expecting commodities to continue with their rally as opposed to stabilization. I think there's enough momentum in the global economy for commodities to be stable, but expecting continued improvement in commodity prices, I think because of the specific things happening in the old economy in China, I think is not a good expectation at the moment.